As soon as I started exploring my crafting options in Lost Ark, I realized the crafting recipes and market system were too complex for me to know at a glance what items I could craft at a profit or what items I could craft to make the largest profit. Crafting recipes take strange numbers of items which are only sold in bundles, and to be exact, you have to take into account the current prices of ingredients and products, market fees, stronghold crafting fees, and player-specific discounts. And because of all these moving parts, the best decision today might no longer be the best decision tomorrow. To simplify the whole process, I made a spreadsheet that takes all this information into consideration so you can figure out what items will give the largest return on your investment, as well as what items will yield the largest net profit per hour or per batch. If you don't already have it, you can find a link to the spreadsheet in the description. I tried to set it up so you can use it even if you don't fully understand how all the math works. Here's how to use it. First, enter the price per bundle of all these crafting ingredients into the gray column here. The spreadsheet will automatically convert the bundle price into the unit price and store the unit price in the column to the right. To keep it simple, I would suggest using the numbers in the lowest price column on the store page. To make this process more efficient, I store all of these crafting inputs in my interest list, then I click rank to sort them. For some reason, the sorting order doesn't seem to be entirely consistent, but it is roughly the same as the order I've used in the spreadsheet. Next, input your personal crafting fee discount and crafting time reduction buffs. You can see what these are by looking at the crafting menu at your stronghold. Enter these as percentages, just like how they're displayed in-game. With this information, you can see here the spreadsheet can now compute how much it costs in ingredients purchased from the market to run a single batch, how much you will pay in stronghold fees after applying your discount, the total cost to run a single batch, which is just those two previous numbers added together, and finally, the cost to produce a single sellable unit, which is the total cost per run divided by the number of sellable units the run gives you. Next, click the sheet labeled Production Cost and Profitability and enter the market prices of the products you can produce at your stronghold. To make this step quicker, I would suggest typing the keyword I've provided on the spreadsheet into the search bar. For example, if you type in potion and click search, you will see all the products with the word potion in them at once. To make sure your estimates are careful and conservative, I would suggest first entering the lowest price available. However, if you believe you can successfully sell the product at a higher price, you can also input the price you think you can sell it at. At the time I'm making this guide, most players have not yet unlocked any of the splendid recipes, so most of these are not listed anywhere on the market. I'm going to leave them blank for now, but the spreadsheet is capable of computing their profitability as well if you input the price you think you could sell them at. Once you've inputted the market prices, you can see that the spreadsheet can compute what the market will charge you for each unit you manage to sell. For this column, note that the market only charges you a fee if you successfully sell the item. Otherwise, you get your deposit back when the listing expires. This fee is equal to 5% of the listing price, rounded up to the nearest whole number. The spreadsheet computes the term automatically. The spreadsheet also computes how much you profit for each unit you sell. However, the most important numbers are in the last three columns the spreadsheet gives, and they are color-coded as red, yellow, or green, based roughly on how good the profits are. The first column is labeled Profit Percentage. It is the profit you earn on each unit you sell divided by all the costs you paid to produce and sell it. You can think of this number as a percent return on your investment. For example, for the Panacea, our number is 31.89%. So if we invested 100 gold into making Panaceas and paying our market fees, we would expect to earn around 132 gold. If we look at another example, the Adrophine Potion, our profit percentage is 100%. This means that for every gold we spend, we can expect to earn around a 100% profit, or in other words, we can expect to double the money we invest. I would suggest making a crafting decision based on this column if you are just starting out, or if you don't have a lot of gold to invest. On the other hand, once you have a lot of gold to invest, I would suggest you start to look at the last two columns. The next column is the profit per hour you can earn. Sometimes the percentage return on your investment will be smaller, but the profit per hour will be larger if the value of the items you're trading in is high. For example, it takes 1 hour to produce a single batch of 30 tool crafting parts, and given the numbers in the spreadsheet, that will yield you just shy of 36 gold per hour. This is a rather expensive investment given that a batch of tool crafting parts costs around 115 gold to produce. So even though the percentage return is smaller for tool crafting parts than for Panaceas, your profit per hour is still higher. This is the basic principle that a big grocery store like Walmart uses. They make a very small percentage increase on the items they sell, but because they're a big company, they can afford to stock and sell an enormous amount of those items. Again, the only concern here is your startup cost. I would generally suggest producing these more expensive, smaller percentage items once you have a little more gold ready to invest. Finally, the last column is very similar to the profit per hour. It's just the profit per batch. These two columns will often point you in the same direction. To be brief, I would pay attention to the profit per hour if you know you're going to be online to keep managing your crafting orders. I would use the profit per batch if you're going to bed or if you're planning not to log back in for a long time to make sure you get the most value out of your 10 item crafting queue. Having this data is only the first step to being a successful trader. Knowing how and when to purchase your items, list your items, when to sell your items versus hold them, knowing what items you can craft that will actually sell, and much more knowledge will come with experience. If you want to continue learning about trading together as a community, feel free to join our Discord, which is linked in the description. I'd also encourage you to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content about trading strategy, or generally keep up to date with tips for and reviews of newly released games. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in our community.